Call the meeting to order for the Village of Round Lake Beach. This is our board meeting for Monday, June 26, 2017. Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Here.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Wallace.
Here.
Trustee Butler.
Here.
Trustee Nichols.
Here.
Trustee Bennis.
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. Let the record show a quorum is present. Would all please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any additions or deletions for the agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
By Trustee Wallace, second by Trustee Bennis. We have a motion second. Any questions on the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved as written. We have the June 12, 2017 council meeting minutes. Any questions or clarifications on those? If not, is there a motion to approve? Motion by Trustee
Second.
Valdez, second by Trustee Nichols. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or clarifications? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those are also approved. We have no expenditures to approve tonight. We have no ratifications to approve either. So we'll move right into our committee reports. Any trustees have any committee reports tonight? Awful quiet. Well, SWACO happenings?
Oh, we do have something, Mayor. Trustee,
Yes?
we have something coming up for the 4th of July for our entertainment
things.
series.
Are you?
David?
Now we have the Fun Fridays at 1 o'clock at the Civic Center. I think it's this week, it's Frog Lady.
Yes, the Frog Lady is coming.
This is the third event we've had. The first one, we had about 150 families, kids and parents show up. This past Friday, we had about 250.
250 kids. It was a great event.
We have kids from Wisconsin on the 1st, and then on the 5th, we have the midweek break, and then on July 4th, we have the fireworks.
So the kids from Wisconsin on July 1st, and then
Saturday.
this Friday, we having the Frog Lady. And for any other information, just call the Village around Lake Beach, please,
Or check our website.
or check our website. Thank you.
Any other reports tonight? Okay, so you have nothing from Mayor's report. Is there a clerk's report tonight?
No, there is not, thank you.
We'll move on to our business right away then. We have item A, is a resolution approving the appropriation of funds for the purchase of computer equipment from SHI International, the amount not to exceed $29,381. We're going to be replacing several of our outdated laptops and desktop computers, bringing things up to date. Some of them are several years old. I think, what, 6 years, 7 years is about the oldest, and way out of date by today's standards. So we'll be able to get them for security reasons for one, and also just for working together with other systems. It'll be nice to have them all together. We're also going to repurpose some of those that we're replacing. Some of the staff need a little better equipment than other staff, so those that are being passed down, we'll keep in the series and just move them to some other departments. They don't need the speed or maybe the processing abilities of some of the newer ones. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Trustee Nichols, second by Trustee Husk. I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item B is a resolution authorizing an appropriate award of contract to Leo J. Fox Trucking and Excavating, an amount not to exceed $8,530. This is for 1527 Idlewild. We're going to be demolishing another one of the dilapidated homes in town, clearing up some neighborhoods step by step. We're taking down several this year, and there'll be more in the future for this year. And it's definitely making a big difference in those neighborhoods where these houses are. Turns into a nice green space, at least for now. The way these, we're doing this through a grant, as you all know. We have to turn that property over for 3 years, so not for profit, and then so it just stays green for at least 3 years, and we'll see what we do after that point. It's been a real good program. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion
Second.
by Trustee Butler, second by Trustee Bennis. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item C is a resolution authorizing the conveyance of certain properties located within the Village of Round Lake Beach, commonly known as 24 Fairview Parkway and 1319 Chestnut Drive in Round Lake Beach, Illinois. I just mentioned, we do have to convey these whole properties to a not-for-profit. Right now, we're using the Fuller Center as a not-for-profit. They've done a great job for us, been very helpful in getting all this done and all these houses torn down by being able to convey the properties over to them for the next 3 years. And these are just 2 more that we've already gotten torn down, and do the conveyance. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee
Second.
Bennis,
Second.
second by trustee Wallace. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
That's approved 6-0. Item D, a resolution approving an engineering service agreement with Gaywalt Hamilton Associates Incorporated in amount not to exceed $24,630.08. We are proceeding with the reconstruction of Orchard Lane. This is going to be for Phase 2 engineering, where they'll design the road, very expensive part of the engineering. This, again, will be picked up 80% by the federal funds that were being granted through this, so that'll help us tremendously in able to redo that road. I know we're all very shocked earlier when we did some core samples and found out some of the pavement was only a couple inches thick and there was dirt and stuff underneath instead of a good base, and that's why the road had deteriorated so quickly. So this time we'll make sure it's done properly with the right methods and the right layers, so it lasts for 20 years like it's supposed to. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Nichols, second by trustee Valdez. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item E, a resolution approving an agreement renewal with telecommunications services with Call One Incorporated of Chicago, Illinois. We've saved a lot since we've converted over to Call One for our Plano telephone service lines. They do a fantastic job. They work the Lake County Municipal League in the process, and the Municipal League receives, I think, 1% of it also. So they get a little extra to help them out for lobbying on our behalf for the state of Illinois. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Wallace, second by trustee Butler. I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item F is a resolution approving a use agreement for preferred caterers with Animal Chicago. We're going to be adding another option for some Pakistani food over the center. We've had some people that wanted to use the center, rent the center, that preferred this type of food, and we had no one on our list that could provide this kind of food. So they're gonna do a 3-month trial to see how well they do there, and if they like it, then I'll apply for the whole year for the serving food over at the center. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Bennis, second by trustee Husk. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item G is a resolution authorizing a waiver of competitive bids and approving an award of contract to Midwest Meter Incorporated in amount not to exceed $50,000. We need to buy some more water meters to replace the old ones that aren't working properly, or either running slow or completely stopped working. We are in the process of working with ComEd to kind of piggyback on their meter reading system that they use for their new smart meters. But that's going to be a little ways down the road when we get to replace some more meters right now. And hopefully we'll be able to convert these by just changing the head on them over to the reads the same way. So it's not a complete loss. It's probably 75% we'll be able to keep on using it. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Butler. Who's that second? Trustee Valdez, second. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. That was our last item of business. At this time, it is open to public participation. Anyone have a question or comment for the board, please step to the microphone, give your name and address for the record, and either state your comment or ask your question.
Istvan Baluk, 138 West Lindsay Drive.
Can you raise the microphone a little bit? I couldn't quite hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I live on Lindsay Drive. I have some concerns. I'm disabled, so my only workout is walking around the neighborhood. Unfortunately, I cannot use the sidewalks because there are overhanging trees that needs to be trimmed. There are cars parked overnight, blocking the sidewalks.
Yeah, we take a lot of those.
Well, a lot of those. I mean, what are you going to do about it? You know, I'm taking pictures, I'm sending emails here, and nobody's doing anything about it.
I would beg to differ with you on that. We give a lot of tickets for parking on the sidewalks.
The other day at 5:30 in the morning, the officer was writing a ticket for parking on the street
Okay?
at 5:30 in the morning. But the officer didn't see the pickup truck blocking the sidewalk.
Okay. I guess we reinforce that to them.
Couple houses down there. I mean, how is that?
I wasn't there, sir. I don't know. He might have been called out for something else. Maybe he had to leave right away. I don't know. Without being there, I can't tell you. But we can reinforce our officers to make sure that they do double check on those. But
You know, we have so many dead trees on the streets. I took some pictures. I sent it to you.
what
believe-
area? What area do you live in?
Around on Lindsay Drive.
Lindsay?
Yes,
Okay.
it's right here, not far away. You know, and a couple days later, the guys came out there, right by my house. They removed the tree. One. They left.
Is it on village property, the trees?
Yes, on the right of way. On the right of
Okay.
ways.
Again, we'd have our public works check that out. You know what? Was that right on Lindsay, or was that a different street?
No, they're different streets. I mean, not just in Lindsay. I'm not talking about only about my street. I'm talking about the
Unless I-
neighborhood.
This is the first time I've ever had a complaint like this, so I don't think it's that bad. But we can check it out for you, and our public works director send somebody out and take a look through the neighborhood. And our chief of police also will talk to his officers again, remind them about parking on the sidewalk. That's something this board's been very strong on. blocking
Also, I'd like
sidewalks.
to know what are you going to do about the intersection Nicole and Rollins? I spoke to you personally about 10 years ago, and you told me that the county is
The county
doing
at
that.
that point had said they were going to step up and fix that, change the intersection, and then they had.
Because you see, with the court over there and with all the stuff, sometimes I have to wait 3 light changes by the time I can get out of there. Well, the other solution would be to use Orchard, you know, other exits from there, but that's a little bit longer distance for me, no?
Sure.
I mean, the solution is not to go around and get out of there. The solution would be to add another lane, maybe a right turn only.
Because of the way that it's configured right now with the stoplights and the positions they're in, you're talking over $100,000 to make that change. It's not a simple little change.
Well, it was a very bad business when
So what?
whoever approved that intersection was bad. I mean, come on.
Okay, that was done many years ago. You can have
Well,
your
yeah,
opinion
I
on
know,
that.
I know. That was many years ago. How about the streets?
What about the streets?
The road, my street is in bad shape. The road and the pavements on my street is very bad shape. And the other streets are in bad shape. When are you going to fix that?
Well, last year alone, we did 10 miles of paving, 10 miles. So maybe your street wasn't done, but we did a lot. So I think you need to maybe
I
sit down and
saw
talk to someone instead of
that.
coming here
I
complaining
saw
about it,
that you
find out about
start
it.
patching. You start patching the streets. I mean, you are not fixing it, just patching it. And on an Orchard Lane.
Would you like us to raise your taxes to pay for that?
What?
That's the only way we can do it is by raising more taxes. There's only so much we can do in one particular year.
You know, when I moved here in '92, I had to pay $6 for each car for a sticker. That disappeared.
Right.
Why?
Because it costed more money to collect that from the residents than we actually got to spend. It's very time consuming.
I mean, every village has that.
No, a lot of villages have gotten rid of that because it's really a waste of money. All it is a keep busy for the office in most cases. Again, you want that'll be raising your taxes. If you want us to raise your taxes, let us know. We'll ask the residents and see what they say. But I'm telling you, residents don't want their taxes raised.
Well,
We're trying
no,
to keep our
because,
taxes
no,
low.
because my house, the value of my property went down, but the taxes are going up.
Well, look at your tax bill for the village of Raleigh Beach.
All right.
Not for the schools, or the park district, the fire department, look for us. And you'll see that we have maintained a very low tax rate. We're probably 5% of your tax bill. We provide you with snow plowing, the police services, everything else in the village here, that 5%. So we can't do everything at one time. I'd love to be able to replace every single road in the village. We can't do it. That's impossible. We have the south side of town that's very old. A lot of it's crumbling. We have driven through some of the streets over there. They're falling apart.
I
From
know,
40
I
years
used to
of-
live there.
Pardon?
I used to live on
Okay,
that
so-
side,
so
so I
you
know,
well
I know
know.
what,
A lot of that
How
stuff,
is that?
the pavement's put right over top of dirt. And we're doing the same thing over there. We have to dig it all out. It's very expensive to do the roads right instead of just paving over dirt again. But if it's done the right way, we made a lot of progress. We're probably done with 3/4 of it on the south side now. It's taken 20 years, but it's getting there.
you were doing some patches on Orchard Lane, and you missed the pothole. You did the same thing right in front of Aldi's. You didn't go a little bit further in front of the court.
You live in a northern climate, sir. You're going to have potholes everywhere. We're
Yeah,
not the only town that
I
has
know,
potholes
but
everywhere.
I'm talking about right now.
Yes.
You just patched the road, but you didn't fix the pothole. It's right there, in the middle of the street. Right now,
Where?
on Orchard Lane.
I drive the road several times a week. I haven't seen any potholes that weren't patched. I'll have to look. I just drove down tonight. I didn't see any potholes that weren't patched.
I just drove by right now.
Well, if there's a pothole that's not patched, then it means a big truck or something hit it. Scott, can you clarify that?
Yeah, I can check
Alright.
it out and make sure that if we missed anything, we can patch it. But the patching that we did on Orchard Lane was in areas that we had the high traffic
Right.
and you know, at the Hook intersection where most of the
Yeah, the
several
Hook intersection
some of
was
the
bad.
potholes that were pothole after
Yeah, but
pothole, we
if
tried
you-
to grind up.
If you
and-
go north, further north, right before where you go inside for the salt tower, right there, that's pothole.
I can look at it tonight and
Uh-huh.
but the majority of the potholes that we patched were on the south side by where most of the traffic was from Hook and
Yeah, I know,
and the
I
shopping
saw
center.
that, I saw that. I was surprised that the same day also saw the pothole a little bit further down there.
Mayor, if I can also add, while you were speaking, I went ahead and sent a message to the patrol commanders to check the area of Lindsay and the area
I'm not
for
talking
2 to 6
about just
parking
Lindsay.
and, no, just the area,
But you see, if
the whole area.
my road is about 5 miles a day. I start by my house, I end up right here and going on Hook and Orchard Lane home. I mean, I'm walking all those streets. I'm not talking about just about my street. I'm
No, it
talking
wouldn't
about
be
the
just
whole
your street.
neighborhood.
I'm talking about doing more increase enforcement and being vigilant for people parking over the sidewalk. So I did send out that notice, so we should be focusing on that this week.
I'm talking about the whole neighborhood. I'm not talking about just my street.
If I may, as far as the potholes, Scott, how many potholes have you had your people fill this year alone?
I don't have the report in front of me, but we do average
Approximately.
200 a month if you average it out.
100 potholes a month.
I understand that this.
You average out throughout the year.
But I tried to show you how the work has been done. I mean, you fix this side, and you don't go a little bit further to fix the potholes. That is my point. You know, I mean, you are on the street, you're fixing the road. You don't have 2-3 showers of blacktop left to fill the pothole. I mean, you know, where I'm coming from,
Sir, I think the mayor and the village board understand what you're trying to say, that we need to be a little bit more vigilant when we're out in the area fixing potholes, so we look around if we see other ones to try to address those at the same time. So I think we understand what you're trying to communicate to us. Again, I think the public work director's here, he'll discuss it with the staff, but I think we understand, and the mayor and the board understand that, you know, what you're talking about. That it's not just a neighborhood area, it's a village-wide thing we need to take a look at. The employees in the field need to be a little bit more vigilant when they're taking a look in the area to make sure they try to get all the potholes, not just a couple. Or if there's a couple of dead trees, that they just don't cut one and pass by the other ones, and that we do a better job following up with you when you do have a question of why we didn't address one issue when we were taking care of another one in the same area. So I do think we understand what you're trying to
That's
communicate.
the reason why I came here. I was surprised that the guy showed up to remove one tree, and after that, they left.
I
And
think
then,
I think your comments are well taken, and I think we do understand what you're trying to communicate. So,
right.
thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we don't have any executive session tonight, so we have no action on those items. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second.
Down there.
Was that trustee Butler, trustee Bennis? All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everyone. We're adjourned.
Okay.